What is up, folks? Welcome back once again to another session of Hot Issue. What's for lunch? Mio Adan here together with you on this glorious Friday afternoon. It's Friday. I say it's Friday. Yes, weekend is definitely upon us. This is the last day of the week for you guys just to, settle everything down. Make sure you guys submitted your assignments. If you are a student, make sure you guys finish all the jobs that you need to do before you pack your bags and go back home to your loved ones, crossing that border. I know for a fact that some of you have already put your bags in the car. Yelah tak sabar lah kan, because of the long weekend that we're going to be having this particular weekend. So hopefully you guys will be taking care of yourself properly, safely, should you guys are traveling across state lines, visiting your loved ones, or even going for a short holiday, nak pergi Cerating ke, nak pergi Redang ke, nak pergi Genting ke, nak pergi Melaka ke, PD ke, wherever it is. Hopefully you guys will take the measures that has been implemented by the government, making sure that you guys taking care of yourself. SOP semua kena jaga, semua kena follow. Okay, and of course I'm never alone when it comes to Hot Issue. I'm always with my partner in crime who always want to give out his opinion, always has his, points to be, brought out, just to lepaskan that stress, especially because the weekend is coming along. Mr. Melvin Lam. Hey, Melvin, what is up?
Hi. So, are you traveling back home to see your father?
I will not be traveling this weekend. Part of it because I'm going to be working, and part of it is that I rasa I nak ikut you punya cara lah. I nak bagi orang lain pergi dulu. Because weekend ni I rasa jam teruk gila. I can so imagine the NKVE going up north or even south ataupun nak balik Pantai Timur. I think there's going to be like millions of cars on the road, Melvin.
No, I'm sure there is, but Charles already in Genting. I saw his posting just right now. Enjoying himself in Genting.
Wow. Okay. Now maybe he needs just that extra bit of money just to clean out his porch or for whatever happened.
I hope it doesn't end up with the Along there.
We do hope not. Chua, have a splendid time if you're there. If you're watching us, thank you so much. Stay safe, Chua. And to everyone as well. Tapi Singapore tak boleh masuk lagi kan? Apa yang kita just shared, dah boleh ke masuk Singapore?
Not yet. Singapore is sometimes, it's still this month that they go open up for a few countries. I believe Malaysia is one of them.
Yeah. I know that you can't wait to Singapore, right?
Yeah, but I advise, let's help if you want to have a holiday, besides traveling home to see your parents or whatever, your hometown. Let's say you do want holidays, try to spend in Malaysia itself, because the industry needs your support.
Correct.
Right? Cuti Malaysia.
Support local tourism.
Just stop the flow of the money out first.
Yeah, okay. Sebab orang Malaysia ni kaya sebenarnya, when it comes to, I have friends who have been saving up so much because they normally go out on an overseas holiday twice a year. But the fact that they can't, I believe, such as a lot of people out there, spend in Malaysia. Again, there's Cerating, there's Desaru, there's Langkawi, there's Kenyir, there's Malaysia cantik lah untuk go for a family trip.
I tell you, even though it's that kind of does not meet your expectations or the kind of just keep your eyes closed and just go there, because you are stimulating our own economy.
Correct.
That is the most important, right?
Exactly.
Let's take care of our own backyard first.
Yeah, kita jaga community kita. Okay, saja nak put it out.
Yes, that's right.
Okay,
right. You're learning fast. Yeah,
I'm learning every day. Speaking about learning stuff every day, today's topic is a bit of a schooling session sebenarnya. Kita nak bawakan kepada our viewers, because we have actually checked. There was a news article that was published very, very recently. It was stated that not many people know the existence, or should I say the difference between these two things. And sebenarnya these two things are very, very important for our country, because without them, without these people, without these two category people, there's no government sebenarnya. What am I talking about is the difference between ADUN as well as the difference between it and MP. ADUN meaning Ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri, and MP Member of Parliament.
Yes.
Because why? It has been reported, Melvin. Share with us apa the news article that was actually published very recently.
Okay, just you say MP is Member of Parliament. DUN is actually stand for Assemblyman. So we are not in politics, and now it's not politics, but I thought this is quite a general info that we need to know as the citizens of the particular country that we stay. So it's actually reflected 35% of the survey says that over a third of the respondents did not know the difference between MP and assemblymen. And they do not know the differences. So that's why I thought that we need to be educated. I say the country is more advanced now. Things are into more so-called high expectations. We need to know who governs our country, who governs the place that we stay. What is their role? So we cannot puta. Okay, come general elections, I do it for the sake of doing. Of go there and undi. So I think I was quite surprised. This was taught in my school days.
Which was back in 1939, anyways. But yeah.
Yeah, 1939 is very popular. It's a subject of mass because but 1/3 of the survey, I mean, 1/3 of the is the lot represents 1/3 of the Malaysian populations. Let's say adult populations is a lot. So
just to give a bit of I mean, again, we are not professional, but we try to educate people as much as we can. And people who are watching us right now, do give us a comment should you think that that's actually the meaning, because again, we learn as much as we can through online, through people that we interact with. So Melvin, please correct me if I'm wrong. When you talk about ADUN, when you talk about Ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri ataupun Assemblyman, as you mentioned it, these are the people who would represent your daerah specifically, and later on will be in the state assembly ataupun Dewan Persidangan Negeri in each state. Contohnya Selangor, I have an ADUN who's taking care of Kota Damansara, for instance. So these are the guys who are going to be elected and representing us people here in particular daerah and whatnot, and then go to Dewan Undangan Negeri of each state. For my case, it will be Selangor. But MP, members of parliament, diorang jaga kawasan yang lebih besar sikit. Contohnya macam Petaling dia macam besar, and they would go and sit in Dewan Rakyat in parliament representing the people there. In a nutshell, that's how it is, right?
Yes, in a nutshell, that's in general it is. MPs, members of parliaments are actually they meet in parliaments. They are involved in national policy. They could bring out or suggesting or membangkang any changes of policy that affects as a whole nations, the whole country. Whereas TUN is representing the states, right? So states will have their own so-called states parliaments, the so-called parliaments. They want Rakyat, negara, they want. So we have one for national policymaker, which is we have 222 MPs in Malaysia. That 222. All right. And do you know how many assemblymen or TUNs that we have in Malaysia in total?
DUN. I know MP, but DUN I'm not really sure of, because I know it's definitely a lot more than MPs, of course.
Yes, it's almost 6 times more. It's 600 of them.
600 members of ADUN.
Assemblymen, assemblymen over 13 states.
Over 13 states. Okay.
Yes. Wilayah Persekutuan has no TUN or assemblymen. Wilayah Persekutuan only have MPs.
So am I correct in saying that the biggest state would have the most DUN, like Sarawak, they would have the most DUN?
Yes, in general, you will see the breakdown. Sabah and Sarawak have the most assemblymen.
Okay.
Because of the locations is big, and that's why they have the most.
All right.
Out of the 600, right? So, and do you know how many local councils in Malaysia?
Local councils in Malaysia, as who ACTnow is actually working with, is 155. Itu saya tahu.
Okay, pandai. We need to know that as well, because you need to know where you stay, which are the principals, municipals that in charge of areas as well. Municipals is not doesn't go for elections. Of course, in the recent developments, of course, some certain party sectors hope that the heads of the local councils to be elected, as most other countries now. But in Malaysia, it's actually by appointments. Right.
Okay.
So because local councils, municipals also take a lot of the day-to-day issues.
Yep. Correct.
Of the residents, communities in that area. Right. Tun is more like a state policy maker. Right. And then the national policy makers will be the MPs, members of parliament. Yeah.
Funny you mentioned about municipal councils and district councils and whatnot. It's the same with every ministry for that matter, because when you talk about ministries, only the top guy and the second guy, the menteri and the timbalan menteri, are MPs. Most of them. I mean senators we can put them in as well, but more often than not MPs who are usually the menteris and the timbalan menteris. But when it comes to ketua pengarah, when it comes to ketua setiausaha negara, all of these people are by appointment. These are actually workers, putting it that way. They are not
Government
involved in
servants.
politics. They are government servants working for the people, but they're not elected not in such a way that MPs are. So just putting it out there. So don't you suddenly say that, oh, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham ni sebenarnya politik dia kuat. No, he does not play politics. He is a professional working in his profession, being a pure doctor in his line of field, which is health. Hence why he is the Ketua Pengarah Kementerian Kesihatan.
I believe he has served 4 governments. I think like Tan Sri Dr. Noor has served 4 different governments to date. You know?
Oh well, I mean, like our government has been changing, like kita tukar baju sebenarnya. It has become of late. You know what? Because zaman kita dulu, Melvin, we are so used to only have like, I remember when I was in school time, there were only 4 prime ministers. But within a short span of how many years, we had another 4 prime ministers so quickly. And now I even forget. Right now, our prime minister is like our 9th, right?
I believe yes, it's our prime minister.
We're not even sure about that because it is such a merry-go-round. No, because it is. I mean, like we practice a different level of democracy when it comes to appointing the prime minister. If you look at how the Americans have done it in the US, in regards to their presidency, it's always a 4-year term. So the maximum that a president can actually hold his position or her position is only 8 years maximum, should they win the second term. But for Malaysia, as long as you have the support, as long as you have the votes, you can be the longest serving prime minister ever, as what Dr. Mahathir has actually shown when he was the prime minister the first time around. It's like that.
But I think the current prime minister, Dr. Sri Ismail, has actually made a proposal. I think he's going to bring up soon in the parliament to restrict 2 terms.
So one term will be 5 years lah, according to the GE lah, kan?
Yeah, according to GE. So I think when he steps in as the prime minister, I think this is a few things that he wants to change, which is probably a very positive changes. But we see how. We have a comment by Mr. Fabian Tam. The people elected representative is to serve the Rakyats. It's not to be served by the Rakyat. But though, I think I was told by this gentleman's just a few days ago. They say, do not fear those YBs or orang dinky, whatever. They're just like you, all humans that we can see with our eyes.
Yeah.
Do not fear, we respect each other. You fear those you can't see, like the gods or the devil. Or God or devil, those you fear them. But in all peoples are the same. Everyone have a role to play.
Yeah.
So
now, because I believe, I mean, as much as Fabian has just mentioned, it is so true. We have elected officials. We have elected people who represents us. Apa maksud representing us? Mewakili kita. Kita voice out. So contohnya, Mio Adlan mengatakan, saya tak suka panas. Kita nak sejukkan dunia ni. Jom kita buat something. So we have the assemblyman to hear what I have to say, and he would then take this and present it to the people, of course, with facts and with proper figures and with proper guidance. Bukannya dia kata ambil macam contohnya, oh vaksin ni tak elok, jangan ambil vaksin. Assemblyman suddenly goes out in dalam Dewan Undangan Negeri apa benda kata, oh vaksin ni tak elok, tak boleh. So there's a lot of responsibilities that ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri, assemblyman, or even like members of parliament they really need to go through. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not something that what they think is right, is what the people actually want. Tapi, Melvin, I just want to ask you something. What if the people are that not educated, suddenly saying that 70% of his constituents saying that vaccine is bad, and then they pergi present? Do you think he should say vaccine is bad?
It means the not so educated representative.
No, I mean like the people, his people behind him is saying that vaccine is bad. So he, as their representative, does he need to support his people?
No, he has to find the facts. I mean, facts is very important. Just do not blindly, because you need them to undi you. You just go in, yes, you are true. Yes, it's no good and all this thing. You have to be factual. I mean, it's your role to lead them. Yes, they support you because they believe in your leadership.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to to correct them. Since you asked me, I want to ask you back.
Sure.
We are known as ACTnow.
Yep.
Of course, ACTnow means segera. Don't delay things. But do you know what ACT stand for?
ACT. Yes, you mentioned to me before I came on board. I dah lupa dah. I'm sorry. Ada malu. You bagi exam pula dah. Sudah I dah fail. Okay.
Since we are in this topic, like people do not, 35% of the country doesn't know what is the tune and MP. ACT actually stand for Assembly of Community Trust.
Assembly of Community Trust. Make sure that I jot it down somewhere so that I don't remember next
time. So the whole mission of ACTnow, all right, is for communities and interests. We make sure that community benefits. We will make sure that community. We were there. We were not here. I mean, we are not God, right?
Yep.
We are, but we hope that lessens the stress, the burdens. We want to be a platform that you can actually participate and be heard. Also, that's why our tagline ends up with voice of the community.
Yeah.
And my dream, I last about a month ago, I in the morning chit chat with my group of friends. I say I hope that at ACTnow will have assembly. Like United Nations, UN Assembly.
You did say this yesterday, just to remind you. You did say this yesterday.
Let's say. So each country will have a representative, ACTnow representative, to talk about what the country's facing, how to improve that, and all those things. So we're going to make towards to have an assembly soon.
Exactly. Tengok, sempat kita cerita pasal ADUN dengan MP, dia cerita pasal ACTnow pula. But it's fine because we're ACTnow. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we magnify your voice. Magnify your issues so that people can actually hear.
Okay, Mio. Yes, I'm being also so commercialized promoting ACTnow. But do you know every single issue that we so-called submitted to ACTnow app, the mobile app, we also, besides highlights to the authorities, blah blah blah, we also highlight to the tune of that area, what happens in the area, because we respect them, and my motive is that my intention is that we respect you because you're the elected representative of that community, and this is what happens in your communities. Someone then make a report with us, and you should know. And you should also try out to help them. Just don't rely on ACTnow, where we are doing a lot of works, but you as a representative, as Mr. Fabian say, they have to serve the community that elected them. This is what they are. I mean, that's what they are for, I mean, in a good way, keeping community's interests.
Yeah, exactly. And on that note, just make sure you guys, whatever it is that Melvin was actually talking about just now, he's not talking, nothing without any substance. You guys should actually go down and check out our app, which is the ACTnow mobile community app, because for whatever it is that he's mentioning just now, we at ACTnow, we want to be the bridge between you and the municipal councils, at least, whatever is happening, because again, like I mentioned, we want to magnify your voice. We want to make sure that your voice is heard across everything, and ACTnow mobile community app is definitely one of the platforms that you can actually do that for sure. Okay, cukup. Kita dah
Okay,
banyak
cukup.
cerita pasal ni. Cikgu Melvin dengan Cikgu Mio dah cerita dah tentang macam mana nak kita jadi orang Malaysia yang bertanggungjawab, knowing what's the difference between ADUN and MP. But now we want to shift gears a bit. We want to talk about something that we may need in the long run. What we're going to be talking about is that the title is simple. You want some booster? That's what we want to talk about. Very simple, very straightforward, because it has been reported that some of the vaccines that we have taken, COVID-19 vaccine to be exact, you need some sort of a booster down in line to make sure that you are very well immune still in your body. Sometimes you just need that extra kick to make sure that the vaccine is still working as it should be very strongly in your body. And it has been suggested that, we may need to take boosters down the line, Melvin.
Yeah, so the Ministry of Health has actually said they're starting to administer COVID-19 vaccine booster, those to senior citizens aged 60s and above, and also to our frontliners who have completed vaccination at least 6 months ago. So it was urged, it's note, 6 months after your last vaccinations, you should take a booster shot, right? So you and me will have to wait we take ours last in August, I believe.
August, I rasa August, yes, September, October, November, December, January, February lah.
February. So for sometimes February, we should take our booster. So 6 months.
So I think I've spoken to you about this offline because again, I'm all for this booster thing. I do understand how the science work, when it comes to making sure that you are well taken care of, inside, when it comes to taking extra shots. But when, as you can see, this particular article down here, when it says that this article is being, it came out by Pharmaniaga, the guy who's actually assembling the booster shots, the guy who are actually making the booster shots, the immunity, the vaccines. When the people who are making it recommending it to people, I get a bit skeptic. I mean, again, it's just me. I don't know, but it's like people telling you like, kasut ni bagus. You kena pakai kasut ni, kalau tidak kaki you rosak. Even though it's correct, but the guy who's telling you that is the guy who's making and selling the kasut to you. I get a bit skeptic. Am I just being naive?
No, am I just being paranoid? It should come from a medical board or from a ministries, not from the manufacturer, which is, unless this manufacturer is actually like us, like ACTnow, a social enterprise that do not charge. I mean, ACTnow, I can say, I can boast ACTnow doing this and all this because we're not even asking a single cent from you, you know? Correct. Right. But this is money-making organizations.
Yeah.
Yes, it might have, it's good, might have. I think it should come from an independent body, just for our comfort.
Yeah.
Like you, Mio, you say yes, we need, but then coming from a commercial organization saying so because they are releasing the products, we will have a setback.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like, as skeptic as I am, I know for a fact that me personally, I will definitely take this, as a pinch of salt, because I would still do my research. I would still read other articles. I would hear other comments from people who actually knows about this thing, and then get their opinions about it, and just not take it from a single source. As how I believe you both, you and I, Melvin, when we took our vaccines the first time around, we don't just simply, take the announcements just there and then we just go. We did our research, we did our reading, and we make our own conclusion that it is good for you, and that's how people should address this as well, isn't it?
Yeah, my I haven't found an answer yet because I've been doing reading and all these things. Like both words, we took AZ. So the booster shots, can it come from another brands or they have to be AZ?
Yeah, that's something to for us to ponder. That's something that we need to wait until it has been released, because sometimes I give you another example. Kalau you tukar tayar kereta, kalau you nak tukar both pairs of one pair of tayar, you cannot have one different brands, because if not nanti tayar tu still tak sama. I mean, in layman's terms, that's how I understand it. I don't know how it works with
probably the car. One tire go left, the other tire go right. You get it split.
That's something that you definitely don't want to happen. But we will definitely wait, from the responsible people from the Ministry of Health to actually come up with the proper announcement.
So I can advise them ACTnow, please. ACTnow, really, MH, YB, Career, KJ, ACTnow, because we need ours by February 2022.
Tak lama dah. Because November is
Very
already around
fast.
the corner, and then
Yes.
next thing you know, it's gonna be February.
Yeah, you know why? Because the economic started, we entered endemic already, so everything will be the same. People start to travel and all those things. We need the booster shots. We cannot delay any longer, and I hope that it's made available. If we need to pay for that, make sure that it's affordable.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to ask you. Should you have to pay for the booster shots? Obviously, I mean, some of us are blessed that we can actually pay for it. I mean, even though it could be 100 ringgit, it could even be 200 ringgit. I think most of us would definitely take it. But how would it be for a household that has 7 people in it?
I think the government,
7 kali 200 macam 1,400 tau.
Yeah, let's say that we have our first 2 shots and others are government's pay, so-called government, which is also from us.
You saja nak remind, making sure people tak lupa kan. Government bayar sebenarnya dia juga kan.
Yeah, no. Their gaji also come from us. Put it this way.
Okay, cerita booster. Jangan cerita gaji.
The booster one, I hope is make available as so-called as the clinics or family clinic or whatever is available. The government should subsidize heavily.
Okay.
All right. Those one go for private hospital, pay full. But those go to government hospital and all the friends, you have to heavily subsidize it. Yeah. Probably 90%.
So you don't mind that they have 2 methods. If you go to, I mean, again, just to mention a hospital there, Pantai Hospital, you have to pay full, let's say $300. Then you go if you have the money, you go. But if you don't want to pay that much, you pay only 10 ringgit or 20 ringgit, you go to Klinik Kesihatan, it's fine. You're okay with that?
Yes, okay, yes. Because it is, I'm not saying discriminating, but it is very obvious we have top 20 meter, probably the M20, B60, whatever it is.
So much you potong already, M20.
Because they migrated, they have inter-traveling.
Inter-traveling, borderless between the M, B, and T. There's so much movement.
Yeah,
but again, just to come back, you're okay with that, having that segregation, full price versus government subsidized?
Yes, I mean, it's fair that those rich, they have a better facility. We can make appointment, probably your private hospital, your regular one, go there. You pay full price. They won't feel a pinch, honestly. But those people, that's why the saliva test, self-test, you are right. They have not pulled down the price yet. It's still 1990.
Yeah, there you go. It's still quite expensive when it comes to the saliva test. But coming back to these booster shots, I totally agree with you. Down the line, as of when we need it, supported by concrete documentation and recommended by the Ministry of Health. Once it is being rolled out, we hope that it's enough for everyone. That's number one. And number two, it is affordable for every walks of life in Malaysia, specifically for us Malaysians, because at the end of the day, if the government is kedekut to subsidize all this thing, it is for their own people anyway. So that should not.
Yeah, it's for us because we are, as a first topic today, we actually only need mereka.
Yeah, correct. So our assemblymen, our ADUN and our MPs, make sure you guys do your job. Make sure you guys come up with a solution and memperjuangkan hak kita bersama. Dan
you know why? Because anyone cannot afford to be leave out in this booster scheme because it would spread. The virus is blind.
Correct. Yeah.
Someone you and me have our booster and someone have not. We met so-called on the streets. We can actually contact them, this virus.
So dia kena fair across the board. They kena adil across the board so that everyone gets whatever it is that they need to get down the line. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we've come to the end of the show. We actually wanted to touch on one more topic, but I know if we open up this topic, it's going to take another 10 minutes. But nevertheless, it's fine. We are done for today. We are up for the weekend. Can't wait for the weekend to happen, Saturday and Sunday. What's your weekend plans, Melvin?
Stay home, not traveling. I will watch people traveling.
You will watch them with a very acute eye from your social media, right? People uploading their pictures,
Yeah,
right?
please, those who are travel this weekend, because it will be a long holiday, please be safe on the road. Please, do not rush. Do not speed. All those like what we have brought up earlier. Those like zigzag. Drive their best sport car, whatever it is. They want to zoom and will cause people's others inconvenience. Please
Correct.
drive safe. Right.
Exactly. Letak otak di kepala, bukan letak di kepala lutut. Itu je.
Yes.
All right,
That's right.
Melvin. We'll see you. We'll come back on Monday for
Yes,
another.
you have a nice weekend. You have a
You
nice
too,
weekend.
Melvin. Take care. Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye.
All right, guys. That was Melvin together with myself. Again, sharing with you guys our points, our opinions about whatever that is hot that is being discussed right now in our beloved nation of Malaysia. Hope you guys have a great weekend ahead. Saturday and Sunday. Siapa yang ambil extended holiday because of Maulidur Rasul next Tuesday. Hope you guys really take care of yourselves traveling. Make sure kalau you all travel jauh, dia cukup rest. Make sure you guys jangan mengantuk apabila bawa kereta. And yeah, SOP guys. We are still living in the new norm. So do not forget all the things that you need to do. Make sure that everything is taken care of. Mio Adlan here, signing out. Happy weekend. Bye.